Yo, we are a Z1 owner, Super73 Z1. Yes, sir. This bike is low to the ground. You know, not as low as the mini moto razors out there, but this bike is amazing. I'm so stoked to kind of share this bike with you guys. Let's find a place to kind of pull over. But first, let's also try to wheelie. I mean, I could get this bike up way more than the RX or the Super73 S2 because it's lighter, and that's why we bought a Z1. Woo-hoo. And scary torquey, this bike. Yes, sir. Woo-wee. Welcome back to the channel, Electric Fam. On today's vlog, we'll talk about this new toy that we got just in time for Christmas. Self-gift to myself. Let's try to wheelie. Oh, jeez Louise, this bike. Whew. Modulate, modulate. Yeah, buddy. Oh, that was too high. Too high, too fast. This is the new Super73 Z1 that we got. It's obviously a BBSHD mid-drive. I'm a big fan of Super73. I'm a big fan of mid-drives. So this is the perfect combination, I think, that we bought. We bought this bike because we're looking for some kind of pavement cruiser, and I like the option of having the mid-drive, and this might actually replace our Super 73 RX. The RX has like obviously dual suspensions. It's like about 89 pounds, and I wanted something like this for cruising range, for pavement, and obviously hopefully try to wheelie, hopefully sometime. The other main reason why we bought this bike is because this battery that we got from our buddy Jerry has been sitting in our garage, and I really wanted to put it to use. So when I bought this bike just yesterday from OfferUp in Torrance, it only had this battery and this setup. So ultimately, I want to come up with something other than straps. Obviously, this is looking like a Frankenstein right now. Something to mount this right here. This barely has any clearance, like barely my pinky clearance can fit there. But these straps are actually pretty solid right now. Alright, but when I bought the bike, it already had suspensions, so that's good. That's always a bonus. And what I liked about it is it doesn't have the rear hub motor already, so they already laced a custom wheel for the rear to have less weight overall. I just ordered in some accessories, some lights, a thumb throttle. This one came with a twist shift. It only has these chainring right now. I'm going to change this up later on because I'll probably downgrade to a more torqueier one. This is more set up for a top speed, and right now it only gets about 29-30 miles per hour. But this battery range is about 60 miles, so that's why I love this Luna Dire Wolf pack. I'm trying to put this to use, and that's really one of the main reasons why we got this new bike. So it already has hydraulic brakes. That's amazing. 80% of the job, I think, was already done for this bike that I was going to intend to do. It's just all about cleaning up the wires now after I get my accessory lights. Honestly, on the setup, after I'm done with this bike, I think I'm going to be spending around over 2K, pretty close to like Super 73 S2 standards. And you might be asking why don't I just, like, you know, I already have an S2, why do I need a Z1? Partially because I wanted a lower bike for me and my wife, and we've always been a fan of the Z1 build. It just, the stock one never, it doesn't offer enough for most e-bike standards. It doesn't offer enough at 20 miles per hour, I believe, and like 20-mile range. So we thought, modifying it would be a good choice. But I'll tell you this, it's definitely lighter than my Super73 S2, and it's pretty amazing. It's so quiet, these mid-drives. And I'm gonna put a torque here, chain ring, and it's pretty comfortable. Like, Z1 seats, some Z1 seats the stock seats are not comfortable, but this one's actually not bad. For whatever reason, this one's not bad. But I do plan on getting a new seat, like most Z1 owners, because I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna take out the red accents. I'm not a fan of red. This just happens to be what's on the bike right now. I'm gonna get quality leather, hopefully with gel padding as well. We already know the upholstery guy in Baldwin Park, so stick around. This bike build, again, after I'm done with it, I'm gonna clean up the wires. I'm gonna try to create some kind of DIY mount for this, hopefully, because this is the main battery that we want to use. This was a bonus. This is what came with the bike. But yeah, this thing is so nimble. So I'm pretty sure Crystal and some of our, family friends would be pretty comfortable with this bike because it's so short and low to the ground. It's pretty universal. I gotta get the suspensions checked because it freaking has a squeaky noise. Like, if you could hear that, it's so squeaky. For mountain bike, I recommend the BBSO2 only. You get that extra lightweight, and then you can jump higher, and that's all really pretty adequate in the trails. But the BBSHD, I think paired with this one is pretty nice. I like that they did the work already. I don't have to buy separate things and take out the motor. The hardest part was customizing the rear. The hardest part was customizing the rear wheel. I actually like working on bikes now, and it's a side hobby as well, besides riding. This bike, it's pretty much an empty frame, and then you can customize a lot of things, whereas the RX and then the S2, everything is kind of married to like each component, and not a lot of customizations, at least for me, that I can think of without affecting every component. It was so hard to find a bike frame that will fit this battery. I went over some other mountain bikes. I was trying to pair this on a mountain bike at first, but I just said, forget it. Let's just go get a Z1 or a ZX, and then this came up on the offer up. I forgot to mention that this battery is pretty valuable. It's like considered a collector's item, so it's pretty cool. I like how it performs. Not the best on range, but really punchy. And a couple more other things that I'm going to do, obviously, is get headlights, fix out the wires as soon as I get that. Right now it's looking a little bit Frankenstein-y, but we'll get that going soon, so stick around.